Thank you and welcome back, my wonderful people. P2B's manifesto we all waited has finally arrived. P2B releases manifesto to reshaping security setup, harness youth strength. Alright, my wonderful people. P2B, the presidential candidate of Labour Party, has promised to restructure Nigerian security architecture for better performance if elected president after next year's February's poll. The former governor of Anambra State made this objective known when he released his manifesto on Friday. The manifesto titled Prospect of Transformative Governance in Nigeria. He meanwhile promised, among several things, to assess and arrest the deteriorating state of the nation's insecurity. Insecurity, meanwhile, in the country has taken a dangerous dimension as banditry, insurgency in the southeast and southwest and south-south of this country, former heather and clashes and unvetted kidnapping of unnamed civilians taking center stage on the highways in the country. The manifesto also assures of rebuilding Nigeria's military power, promoting economic growth, and enhancing its technological prowess with a view to improving Nigeria's diplomatic influence in sub-regional, regional, and global affairs. The manifesto also emphasizes the challenges of high youth unemployment in Nigeria, and promotes and promised that Labour Party administration will pursue the national youth and the youth strength with a view to combat the trend. On this note, it also emphasized zero tolerance for corruption, blockage of leakages, and cutting the cost of governance with our commitment to transparency and accountability in government businesses. The Labour Party presidential candidate manifesto also promises that the Labour Party administration will patronize production-centered growth for food security and exports, securing and uniting Nigeria. Love for green Nigeria from oil to the fourth industrial revolution, while expanding physical infrastructure through market-driven reforms, as well as initiating human capital and capital development that empowers competitiveness and robust foreign policy that restores Nigeria's strategic relevance. Okay, according to the manifesto, we will tweak the security architecture, which will entail reform of the security sector and governance. We will also restructure, equipped and reorient the Nigerian police. This will include three-level policing, federal, state, and the community. Okay, we will also build a compact, robust, and ready mobile police force with rapid response development capacities and legislates the establishment of state police based on community. Meanwhile, our administration will pursue a properly managed and mannered, equipped, and technologically driven security system, with particularly emphasis on reinforcing the military on external threat and broader protection and policy on internal security threat and law enforcement, swift protection of criminals, bandits, and terrorists, enhance the coordination among security agencies, and upholding the rule of law. Okay, my wonderful people, we are challenged by high youth unemployment, which stands at 55 or 54% for the youth. The 20 million out of school children, we must, he said, give this country back to Nigerians' youth. Half of our 200 million people are below the age of 30. Meanwhile, harnessing our national youth strength and demographic dividends intelligently must start with the combating high youth unemployment and creating funding access to enable our youth to become entrepreneurs and the drivers of our small and medium-scale enterprises. It emphasizes also, as part of our monetary policy, we will seek to re-establish the independence of the CBN and commit to a credible and transparent plan to monetize the exchange rate and bring inflation to single digits. Okay, we will also remove import and export and the forest restrictions and insist on a single forest market. The current system penalizes exporters who bring in forests by forcing them to sell at the rate that they are unable to source for forests when they need to purchase forests. These multiple changes and the exchange rate regime discourages and encourages capital flight and deters investment, which has further worsened the Nigerian's foreign situation. Okay, my wonderful people, we are spending more on the recurrent expenses and we are borrowing frivolously. I'm not against loans per se, but we, he said, must stop borrowing for consumption. All loans, he said, must be invested in regenerative projects. We must, he said, operate within available resources and strive for a balanced national budget as cost-saving measures, ending the leakages, including the subsidy regime, and improving our tax regime should do the magic. Okay, the manifesto adds we shall ensure that in moving Nigeria forward, no state or community will be left behind, pursuant to its statutory responsibility to protect. Our government will promote equity in power and equality in power and resources sharing. The federating unit will enjoy this connectable autonomy. Resources will also be shared equitably and equitably. A higher derivation paid to oil or solid minerals producing state will also not be transferred to other states not receiving federal allocation that should keep them viable. We must, he said, transcend the ironic that this service or bedevil a RuPaul's debit on some of those national questions. Okay, we will respect the principles of federal character, affirmative action, and gender balance, but no longer at the expense of the merit. Okay, a lot of Russians, a lot of people reacted. I'm Yoruba, but I feel Nigeria is going to be greatly better this time with Peter Obi. I thereby declare to be obedient from now onward. Okay, Labi, thank you very much, Labi Amaga. Okay, that has been this one. We must not continue to do the same thing all over. The same two political parties since 1999. Let us this time around try something greater and something different, because the same parties have destroyed Nigeria presently. Therefore, I believe we should try a new system and do something different. This manifesto has captured it all. May the will of God prevail, and the will of God will definitely be done. Nigerians' problem is not the parties, but the people that are members of these parties who are in the Labour Party. Are they not people that have failed us past time? Okay, they are not. Who are they? They are not people. They are people who have willingly choose to be more patriotic and obedient to Nigeria, called to obey. Okay, Nigeria people is not the party, but the people that are members of these parties who are Labour Party. Are they not people that have failed us in other parties? Well, this one we are going to quote them wrong, because people that are into Labour Party are people who are really figured, and a lot of things dropped out from them and they are new to this, and they are new to the new Nigeria we are clamoring for. Okay, my wonderful people, a lot of reactions here. There are nothing wrong, there are nothing new in this manifesto. It is nothing more than a wish list, okay, which are not which one is expected to see in the manifesto of other parties. Okay, this round of election and the campaign should be based on guided by how and what method approaches that will be used to implement the policies and the programs. Basically, the most important issue is finance, given the huge debt hanging on the economy and the fact that the nation's revenue are insufficient to service the debt. Any serious manifesto of a political party should start with how to tackle the debt hang and extend and expand the revenue based on a short-term, long-term, and sustainable basis. Voters should and would then be sufficiently be informed to make choices among the parties. Since many people have claimed that a choice in this election should be predicted on the rational and evidential criteria, the manifesto of the parties and the candidates should be subjected to reason and critical scrutiny by voters. Enough of bloated promises and electioneering hypes. Okay, electioneering hype. This one is enough of this one. Enough of boasted and robust promises and electioneering hypes. We are all hyping this, and the matter of fact that if you see who sabi, you will know this one is not a rhetoric promises we have been hearing over the years. The manifesto make me to have a hope for the country again, and God will surely intervene for your victory as the poll comes closer. Okay, my wonderful people, many Nigerians are really tired and people are really praying for good and better Nigeria. Really, can we see Peter Obi setting up a model for future governance in Nigeria where truly there will be no winner and no loser, but only one nation united by common destiny. My wonderful people, that has been our prayer. Well, that has been without wasting much of your time. Let me have your take right at the comment section. My brother, this manifesto is in line with Obi's message, which has been consistent. Your assertion is correct about financial crisis, but Obi is an expert in financial management, and his Spartan's life with money is all we need now. Okay, my wonderful people, let me have your take right at the comment section. Thanks, and remember to subscribe so you get more of the coming right from this channel. Thanks, and God bless.